Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Another evening of DPC Division 2. Unfortunately, Division 1 match has been postponed, cancelled. I don't know exactly what happened, but it's not tonight. We only have Div 2. And for both games, you've got me on the microphone, Dktruman, and once again joined by Bowie. Thank you very much for joining me.
Well, it's a pleasure. And yeah, I think the problem with the Wolf team matches were that they all got COVID, besides HFN. Feels like everyone has COVID, so they asked for a rematch, and Hokori complied. That at least that's what their Twitter were discussing recently. But about this match, I think this is going to be pretty hype. I feel like we have relatively evenly matched teams. South team, I think they have the same amount of points, but they are no. If South team wins because they have one less game, they'll be tied in points with Dreamers. They would all be actually Dreamers would be 3-2, and South team would be 3-1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, overall, I think this is a hype match. I know that some of the Division 2 teams' matches were not like super hyped. I remember you were complaining that we actually didn't had a single game a single series going all three games, but now I'm pretty sure we had some of those,
Yep.
and it would be even better to have more of those.
Yep. It was a little bit unfortunate, of course. Well, unfortunate. It was just weird for such a long time that we didn't have a 3-map series going along the lines. But no, as you mentioned, we did have a couple of them. Also, South Team versus Dreamers. It's an interesting match. Of course, you mentioned it. South Team have one game less played, so in that sense, they are slightly further away from Dreamers. Dreamers 3 wins, 1 loss. South Team 2 wins, 1 loss. And the only team that both teams lost against was, of course, the Ravens, the top dog who has not lost a single map so far in Division 2 this season. Which, if that's the only team you lost to, that is definitely not something to cry about. Because, well, the Ravens are looking absolutely deadly at the moment. But yeah, Dreamers versus South Team, I've mentioned it a multitude of times. I love their supporting cast, Lissex, Dark Demon, Chan. I think they are 3 amazing players together. But they're going to have to deal with Hermit, the micro king of South Team, which is going to be definitely interesting to see, especially how the banning is going to go. Because, which of the 3 are you going to ban out? Are you going to get rid of the Lycan and Beastmaster and then leave the Visage in, or the other way
And even the
around?
Brewmaster, right? I think his Brewmaster has been looking pretty good. So technically, you could even have like 5 heroes because it's the Visage, the Lycan, the Brewmaster, the Beastmaster, and what is the 5th one you said? Oh God. Yeah, 4 heroes that are overall pretty good this meta. I think South Team also, like, we talked a lot about Hermit, but I think Rena has been a standout player for me. I feel like he is probably the best player. Like, I think Hermit is good because of his hero pool. Like, he's a very unique hero pool that is kinda in the meta outside of South America, but not that much in South America. So it's really hard to play against that player. But Rena, skill-wise, I think he's probably the best player in South Team. And I definitely think they could match Dreamers. Obviously, Dreamers, they probably have a slight advantage. I think the players in that team, they are more... I mean, they've been playing Division 2/Division 1 for a long time. Cook, he's been here from day one. Ever since DPC was introduced, he was there. I think same with Migi and Lissex. Dark Demon and Chan, I think they are a little bit newer in terms of DPC. I don't know if they actually played like the first tour of the DPC. But overall, Dreamers, I would say they have a little bit more experience, but South Team definitely like a bunch of really good newcomers that could take this series for sure.
Yeah, you did also mention, of course, Rena, as, one of the star performers on the team, who also plays a lot, and I mean a lot of Safe Lane Pudge, which I hope to
Ooh.
see, because I think it was against Noping where he completely decimated them with the Safe Lane Pudge. And I don't get to see a lot of the Safe Lane Pudge. Unfortunately, when I get to cast stuff, people are like, let's stick to the normal boring meta and get sniper safe lane. And no, most of the time it's just
I mean,
like
that's not
Wraith
boring,
King.
right?
I get
That's
Wraith Kings and CKs, which is very, very boring.
Mm. Dude, you know what? We might not see this here, but I'm just gonna put it out here because I know you were actually going to cast the Wolf Team match that got postponed, right?
I don't
Uh,
think so.
oh, aren't you casting? You were gonna cast some Division One.
Yeah, but that's on Sunday. The two games.
Okay, but that's to say that Parker, that is in Division One, he's been playing carry puck, right? He played 3 carry puck games in his pubs, and I am very, very excited
Oh no.
for a South American team or player to eventually decide to play that in the DPC. It's actually really pog. So I'm just gonna tell you right now that it might happen in Division One, and if it did happen, I want to be the person that first predicted it. But yeah, I think we have a draft, and if you're down, we can look on which hero they're gonna give Hermit, because I already feel like I know.
Well, we're gonna jump into the draft as you mentioned quickly to see what heroes get chosen.
10 seconds.
And okay, yeah, we see the Visage and Beastmaster being banned out. And guess what hero is being left in? It's the Lycan! Yep. They pick a Mars as well. They're like, we immediately have a big hard counter for the Lycan ready with the arena. And he still picks Lycan because why not? Every single time as well that I've seen Hermit play, he tends to play against like a lane that hard counters him. Like an Enchantress plus, just ridiculous heroes where Lycan can't do anything in the lane. And then all of a sudden, you look away, and then you look back in the lane, he's the same level as the same enemy safe laner, and he has the same amount of CS, and you're like, something went wrong in this lane. I don't know what, but something went horribly wrong here.
I mean, if I gotta be honest, I feel like what went wrong is that, like, Zoo is just as overpowered as it was during TI-10. It's just that, like, you have this helm item that you can rush. Most of the heroes that rush that item don't really need boots. And once you get that, you just farm so fast, you actually pressure towers, like, it does everything that you need to. And that's why I feel like, of these Beastmaster Lycan heroes, it doesn't really matter if you get counter in lane. Like, in a way, the enemy team has to, like, kill you over and over again throughout the entire game to kind of, like, slow down how fast you can eat the map. So yeah, like, I think that's why Hermit has seen so much success. Like, Zoo heroes in general are, like, really good if you know what you're doing with them. I also feel like Dawnbreaker is a good counter to Lycan. Mars is great, but it's the Q, right? The spinning hammer thingy. That's really good versus the Zoo in general. They just stun, do a lot of damage to them.
Yeah, Burn's also not too bad, and the ulti inside the arena from the Mars.
Yep.
Always a nice combination added in. You do tend to see some teams pick up the Nyx Assassin because it is a stupidly good counter against the Dawnbreaker. The moment she pops her ulti, you just stand there with Spike Carapace and they get stunned, so they can't leap. So maybe we get to see South. The thing is, it's probably a Doom 4, and if you pick a Nyx 5, you're going like very greedy on their roster.
Yeah, and if it's a Dawn 5, which usually is the case, you don't really benefit that much from countering her, right? You're picking a 4 that is not like a really good hero dispatch to counter a 5. But if you do get like a Leshrac or another layer that could benefit the Nyx 5, I'm sorry, the Nyx to counter these heroes, then it can make sense. But as you said, Doom probably going to be that 4. He's going to give a lot of mana regen to that Lycan, and they're all going to be really happy in that off lane. Kind of like the poor man's version of the Doom Beastmaster lane that has been pretty popular in Division 1.
Yeah, and also Dawnbreaker's kind of broken. Just in general, the hero needs to be heavily nerfed. Because a hero should not be able to be played in literally every position on the map. That is just stupid. That's something that went wrong in design.
Do you think she's more broken than Marcy?
Yeah, I do. I definitely do.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like they're both really strong, but I still feel like... I mean, I think Dawnbreaker definitely works in more roles. That is for sure a thing. But I feel like Marcy is so good at what she does as a support that... maybe you're right. That because he can be playing more roles, it's more broken. I just hate Marcy. She's so obnoxious, dude. Like,
And I never
Dawnbreaker is
encountered her in
strong,
my
but
buff.
not in a way that like annoys you. But Marcy she just whistles at you, and she gets Aetherlands, and it never feels like she has enough cast range to get you, but she does, and it just pisses me off so much.
Yeah, but with Marcy is the fact that I still don't encounter her that much in my games for some reason. I don't know why.
Really?
I barely encounter
Wow.
Marcy ever.
There's so much Marcy in my game.
I got all the
Jeez.
Dawnbreakers in the world.
10
And
seconds.
with
Now,
the
there's a fair amount of Dawnbreakers, but I think there's definitely more Marcy.
we got a lot of yellow-red on the field right now with that Phoenix picked up. Big team fight for Dreamers, probably. Do you think that this is a Dawnbreaker 4 or Phoenix 4?
I think Phoenix 4 makes more sense. You want more levels to be able to get that attack speeds low. Really good versus Lycan. You also against 2 melee strength heroes, so the Sunray is gonna do a lot of damage. You also have 2 strength heroes already, so you're gonna heal and do damage. Is Timbersaw banned, by the way? So it is
No, yeah.
not banned, but they're banking on the fact that Lycan is an off lane, so that's
Well, you
why
could
they
also
feel
play
safe.
Timbersaw in a different lane, I guess. Possibly, maybe.
Yeah.
It has been known to do some stuff, but yeah, there are 5 strength heroes on the map right now. Okay, with Ember, they're continuing that nice red, the fire, white, yellow, red trend, but the Wyvern's going to counter it. They actually pick up the Wyvern themselves, which is good against the Dawnbreaker because she leaps in and you've immediately gotten a good curse target available. It is I guess also sort of a counter pick for, well, to make sure that they don't pick Wyvern because Lycan hates Wyvern.
Remain.
I don't know. I feel like South team, even though they started really strong with that Doom Lycan, I feel like the supports that they have right now are very passive. Like, it's not that easy to smoke gank and play aggressively with those supports until Doom has Blink. So that kind of scares me. I look at Dreamers, and they'll walk into a lane, and a hero's going to be dead. Like, you have Coil into Spear, you have even Arena has a lot of cast range, Phoenix has a lot of cast range, Dawnbreaker has a lot of range, and has a global ability as well.
10
Even though I rate Lycan very highly, I feel like they're gonna, if they don't stomp their lanes, which they don't really have the strongest lanes, they might just kind of feel pressure to do stuff, and they won't be able to.
Yep, I definitely do agree. South team looks a little bit dangerous to play. Dreamers are incredibly mobile, as you mentioned, global from Dawnbreaker, but they also have Phoenix with the dive, Puck with being a Puck, and the Mars is going to get a Blink Dagger. So Lycan it feels like Lycan might be torn all over the entire place, trying to chase someone down, and they'll try to just disengage as much as they possibly can. I really like the Puck pick here.
Yeah, it's this combination of being able to aggressively engage, but also having this disengage against almost no stuns, right? You're gonna curse for the Lycan to get on top of someone, and then they'll just dive away. You have chains, but Ember usually gets like at least that second pointing flame guard. So until he has chains max, it's gonna take a while. And this Doom, as we talked about, no reach until he has Blink. That always takes some time unless he stomps the lane, which, knowing that Dreamers has overall last pick, I would be very surprised if their lane is weak against this Doom Lycan.
A Doom Lycan should not be able to stomp the lane, especially if this is a Dawnbreaker 5. If this is a Phoenix 5, it might still get a little bit scary for Dreamers in the lane, depending on, of course, what their safe laner is going to be.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of options they can go for here. Monkey King's open, Ursa is open. All of these heroes are very good versus Doom and Lycan.
Gotta be careful
Ursa
for the Wyvern, though.
Radiant's turn to pick.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like a hero like Terrorblade is definitely gonna be worse against Lycan. Against Wyvern than an Ursa, because
Heroes like that.
Ursa
probably
doesn't
not.
do. Yeah, he's not gonna proc the passive on the allies, so that's why I like it a lot. It's also a counter to Phoenix, but South team could pick the Ursa since they do have 23 right now.
5 seconds.
Yeah, South team, are they just gonna pick up, let's see, just go for the Pudge. You get the Pudge, he gets Ags, all the healing in the world on Dreamer's side does nothing.
Okay.
I'm going.
I wouldn't
South
mind
team need
Pudge.
to pick up the Pudge. They win if they pick Pudge. Pudge with like an Ags.
Pudge.
Yes.
I actually, let me think here. So you're gonna have a Wyvern Pudge lane against a Mars / Phoenix. I mean, that's not bad actually.
And
You're
this,
still gonna struggle against the Ursa if it is what
Yeah.
Dreamers get.
Tiny is like. I was thinking either they pick Tiny or Pudge, because Tiny Lycan is still, the combo that has been played
yeah.
a lot of the time, and it is a pretty still reasonable lane. You can displace people pretty easily.
10 seconds.
I just really wish that we got to see the Pudge safe lane. It was honestly,
5
even though the
seconds
Dreamers had last pick, it was as close to perfect for a Pudge game as you could get.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a Pudge. Like, I think the biggest problem is just that it's the silence really on the puck. Without the silence, I feel like that Pudge could definitely play a good game. You have the Wyvern Curse into hook.
Select your hero.
Okay, so they go for the cleave against the Zoo.
Oh, nice for Wyvern.
But it is scary against Wyvern. And it's not like their lane has a lot of kill potential. Like, you deal with the Lycan later on, but early on, this might actually open a lot of room for Hermit to get those early timings, which really is what's important about that hero. I feel like Lycan's kind of like that sort of cockroach that you just need to kill over and over and over again, because it, like, for centuries, it has evolved to be this thing that doesn't die easily, that will always come back to rule the world once humans are dead and extinct. So I actually like South Team. I don't feel like this Sven is going to be that much of a problem. This Tiny could also scale quite a bit, even though they have these early timings. Tiny definitely a better Sven as the game develops. So I think I'm going South Team, all things considered.
I have to concur. I like your analytical mind. I don't like the Sven pick. I think the Wyvern could really be, even the Cold Embrace, just disastrous for the Sven to deal with. Because he really does rely on, like, blink, insta-kill someone, and then go on towards the next. It's a hero that you can very solidly kite until he gets his axe, but I don't think any Sven ever builds axe, especially not against an Ember Spirit, which would probably be a death sentence most of the time. So yeah, I'm gonna go with South Team, and also I have like massive high hopes for the Lycan gameplay. Let's see what you can get done, Hermit.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I feel like this Sven hero, he's definitely better than he was before the patch that was probably like already a month old. But I still don't feel like this hero is like top tier. They had this 24th pick, and I definitely feel like there were better options. So we'll see. Maybe that's just comfort for Cocohook. Maybe that's something that they've been playing a lot. I guess, Sven is also here that doesn't care if he gets doomed as long as they are the ones like aggressively playing, right? Sure, if the Sven gets doomed, he's still gonna be doing the same thing as long as he pop BKB as well. So maybe that's their plan. But I don't know, this Hermit Lycan, man, I've seen what he can do, and it is very scary.
Also, Monty, I hope that he's not gonna go for the Hand of Midas Doom position which is just awful. I just hope he's gonna get himself the good old classic blink on top of the puck and absolutely decimate him every single time. If South Team want to win. On the other side, I mean, if it comes down to team fights, Dreamers definitely have a clear edge. They have insane amounts of team fight with the Dream Coil, with the Sven being AoE, Phoenix Egg, Arena, and even the Dawnbreaker Solar Guardian. Like, all of their stuff is AoE team fight.
Yeah, I agree. Like, if the lane is even, this is definitely gonna play towards Dreamers, because it's just easier for them to make moves, and that's naturally gonna give this Sven the space that he needs to grow. With South team, they kind of rely on Hermit having a good lane. This is like for sure the most important aspect. And we were talking about this. It is actually a position 5 Dawnbreaker instead of the Phoenix, which I like. I feel like having those levels on the Dark Demon will, in the long run, be beneficial for them.
Scorched Earth does hit very hard, especially considering you're up against 2 Melees. So if he gets level 2 to level 3 on that Doom, Scorched Earth is definitely going to do a lot of burn damage in the lane towards top, which is honestly probably one of the better heroes to try and make sure Hermit at least has a lane. But looking at these 3 different lanes, where do you think we're going to have to see most of the action, aka where do I have to train my camera? Otherwise I'm going to get many tier 2ers in chat.
Let me think here. I mean, the safe lane... Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, there you go.
Well, that is not a good start for Hermit. He gets first blooded in the top lane. Okay, continue your thought process.
Yeah, well, what I was gonna say actually does agree with what happened. I was gonna say that bottom is way too tanky. So like Tiny Wyvern has one of the highest strength gains of any support heroes. So it's just gonna be hard for this Phoenix Mars lane to ever get a kill. Also, same thing, like Wyvern Tiny doesn't do that much damage early on onto this 2 strength heroes. So because there's less strength heroes, I guess less tanky heroes in the off lane for South team. That's probably where first blood would happen, and he did. But yeah, I mean, it's just a lot of tanky heroes everywhere. So I don't expect that many kills, if I gotta be honest. I feel like that was just a misplay from Hermit. Hopefully it's not gonna happen again.
Well, he still at least has the lane equilibrium on his side, so it's not too problematic just yet. Monty got himself an ensnare creep, which is pretty nice. But Chan is doing very nasty things by just pure bullying out his opponents. Right click. Has an Orb of Venom and a Fairy Fire, and that is everything. There is a courier walking in with a ton of regen and the likes, so that he can continue his harass form.
It's pretty big for South team that it was Chan and not Cuckahook that got first blood there. Sven is such a snowballing hero, so that gold going towards the support, you know, obviously going to be really good for Dreamers anyways, but you would much rather have the 4-5 picking up that kill. Monty just trying to play with the pull here. They definitely want the lane to be in the position that it is right now. That's why Hermit is also tanking the creeps. So as long as he can interrupt the pull, or just make it that the camp's gonna die really quickly, like he did, this is always gonna be good for South team.
Well, Monty has Frost Attack, so he's got the slow to boot, but is gonna get stunned up. Another stun. He tries to dodge it. Is a little bit faster, but Scorched Earth has ended. Monty dropping low. Fairy Fire is available. He's trying to use it to stay alive, and he does survive. Buka did take a decent amount of damage in return, but Monty in a rough spot trying to get those tranquils quickly so he can just constantly stay in the lane. And Devour doesn't give you that nice HP regen as it used to.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't attack Sven once, because it's a lot of attack speed low and moves low. I feel like he would definitely benefit from at least attacking once, but maybe felt like he would die.
Oh, bottom lane.
A
lot of damage coming in. Top lane. A kill onto Hermit again. Double stun. Pretty nasty.
Wow. I mean, they did go for the second point in Storehammer. I didn't expect this lane to be as deadly as it is, but, you know, with a hero that doesn't want to go boots early and having 2 stuns plus a slow, it is definitely becoming a problem. Even when the lane is this back, I feel like they really need the Ogre for the extra armor on Lycan. And right now he only has this, you know, poor Frost version of it, which, you know, kind of requires the Doom to be there. Not really what you want.
Yeah, he desperately needs to find some good creeps, but it does mean that he's going to have to walk away from the lane for a while. And, well, Hermit has been prone to fatalities, and it's a little bit too sketchy to make that happen. Luis is going to get dove upon in the bottom lane. Lessex is trying to catch up, does have a spear available. Luis trying to make sure he does not get in spear range, but he is actually doesn't die to the spear, at least dies to Dark Demon. That spear went right through his wing right there. That should have hit.
Yeah, that was really weird. But yeah, one thing we didn't talk about, they actually blocked the medium camp on the side of Dreamers. That is really good because it really reduces the chances of either the mana region creep or the Ogre McGee, the blue Ogre McGee, to show up there. That's why Monty's just struggling with a good creep. He's gonna try and look for one, but if you look at the entirety of the big jungle of the Dire side, that creep is non-existent. I guess he's actually going for the rune. So let's see who's gonna pick it up. And it's
Double damage. Not bad for James. Was almost level 7. He is doing really well against the fucking mid. Like, insanely well.
That's true. Actually, way better than you would expect. But yeah, does lose the siege creep there. I really feel like this Ember. I'm not a big fan of the way he used the double damage there. He was already kind of full mana and full HP. Popping that double damage to not do anything with it, to me, is going to become a mistake. Because that top lane needs a lot of help. Cockahawk is 2 levels ahead of Hermit right now. And he's really not accomplishing anything with the double damage. There's no creeps to farm. There's no tower to be taken. I think that was a big mistake. We'll see if that becomes a problem later down the line.
Well, this X is actually, surprisingly enough, only a little bit of net worth ahead of Hermit, and Hermit's even ahead in terms of experience currently. He's using his wolves very solidly to make sure that the lane equilibrium stays on their side. He's getting very close to his Helm of the Dominate, even though he did die twice and the top lane was a bit of a disaster. It's still not looking bad for South team whatsoever, even except for, of course, that Kuka is, you know, it's a Sven and he does farm exceptionally well if he gets a good laning stage, which of course in this case he did. One thing is going to get charged at, doesn't have Scorched Earth available, and he just gets chopped into by Kuka.
Yeah, I feel like the reason Hermit is doing okay in experience is that they never really pull the lane too much. Like, the camp is not blocked, but Chan never... I guess they were getting so many kills, he didn't felt the need to even pull the lane. Like, they were getting kills size the creep equilibrium. But yeah, that definitely helped South team at least a little bit. But I feel like this Sven is just snowballing way too hard. I didn't expect that second point of stun to make that much of a difference. But they're owning with, you know, this Dawnbreaker is looking really, really strong at the moment.
Yeah, the Power of Dawn, when she gets level 6, you're always going to have to be terrified every moment on the map. And Miji, let's see, he's going, okay, so he's going Witchblade like every puck kind of does these days. Rena's going for the Moonshard, though. That's a big plus.
Should be dead, or will James not die? So what I wanted to say is that, you know, when he had the double damage, I feel like even if he went top and knowing he couldn't get a kill, but if he went there and forced God Strength onto the Sven with the double damage as if he was going for a kill, that would probably not allow the God Strength to be used as effectively as he did. So that's a big problem. Also, Ember was TPing bottom, but the arena actually doesn't kill Reyna. But now that the TP was cancelled, they feel like they can get the kill anyways.
Yeah, Reyna is just walking his way through. Lissax misses the spear. The Tiny is pretty tanky, but he's just going to go for the TP out and forfeit the bottom lane. Probably just going to head out towards top. They don't have any stacks for him, unfortunately. But I don't think many people are going to go for the defense in that bottom lane anymore. With Lissax and Dark Demon so far forward. Especially with James not having a TP available. That is the biggest problem. Hermit most likely is just going to make sure the tier 1 tower top dies. He has a Dark Troll Summoner as well, so the pushing power is exceptional. Chan is in a lot of trouble. Is going to get rooted up by James. And that is going to be the kill to probably James with the Sleight of Fist. Indeed, he gets the kill. That is his second of the game. And the tier 1 tower top will be secured pretty quickly as well.
I mean, Cockahawk already level 9. He's the same. He actually has more experience than Miggy right now. Just out of getting that many kills, farming the jungle. So this is starting to become a super scary game. You do get the benefit of the Lycan, of pushing the tier 1 a little bit earlier. But that was like seconds earlier. So, I mean, sure, the Mars is not doing that good in levels, but I don't think he needs it as much as the Lycan. he will be able to accomplish what he does. Whereas Lycan is way more of a snowball hero than Mars, which is problematic for South Team to say the least.
Yeah, and Kuka's fat. Like, Kuka is really farmed. He's got the Mask Commanders done. Echo Saber's almost finished up as well. It's not going to take long whatsoever. And the Sven in late game is still a very terrifying hero, especially if he was walking around with a, 7k net worth lead over your safe laner.
Oh yeah, Sven, definitely a hero that relies on being a thick boy, being ahead of everyone else. Right now, he is definitely towards that trajectory, going for the Echo Blink, so very early power spikes, no, Shadow Blades or Sanjin Yashas. None of that unnecessary sort of stuff. I do like his build quite a bit this game. There's no hero besides the Ember that really avoids the Blink stun in any way whatsoever. I guess, if the Winter doesn't get initiated, you do have Cold Embrace. But that's about it.
Wyvern doesn't even have boots yet, and it's a very slow hero.
Oh, yeah. Even saving a skill point, really. Okay, he does learn Splinter Blast. Has the Winter's Curse. So maybe that's the timing that they need with this Wyvern.
Topside,
try and
Monty
collapse.
is in a lot of trouble. Still only has the Frost Blast on the
Oh,
Doom.
his blink is really close, actually. Look at him. What? That's such a fast blink. What happened?
Well,
I guess it was just the Lycan dying the lane, right? He only died once.
Monty has just been farming up the entire time with the level 3 Scorched Earth. It is kind of like none of the Dooms actually. He finally gets the mana burn creep, the OP creep for the early stages. But yeah, every Doom goes for the Scorched Earth these days. Just max level it as fast as possible because its farming potential is pretty nuts. However, they are slowly getting out farmed in the game because Kukohook is just way stronger at this stage. Tiny still doesn't have his Moon Shard yet, so his farming speed ain't the greatest. Plus, he kind of also needs the Shard to then be exceptional at farming as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Eager to know
We'll see what comes out of that. They'll finally go for a rotation. Pretty slow game from Dreamers, and I guess because this Sven is farming, they don't really feel any pressure. But now with the Witchblade completed, as you pointed out, this could be an important kill, especially if Hermit dies. I think he's already had his early game crippled quite a bit.
He's only 200 gold away, 300 gold away from
One
Miji.
Devour! One Devour! He gets it. He buys the blink.
Well, Monty will fall. At least he got the blink, as you said. But yeah,
It was worth it.
Hermit is like just a little bit of gold behind Miji, which is kind of scary. I mean, the big difference is Kuka. Like, everything is on Kuka. If the Sven dies, Dreamers are screwed.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely gonna be a Sven beats all sort of game, but usually that's how Sven games kind of work out. This hero just drains a lot of resources everywhere, so it is expected. Now with this blink, that's if they actually get even the Sven kill or the puck, this could be huge because any kill is map control for them. Okay,
Miji, he's gonna get caught. The heal comes out. Can they kill off Miji? The Phoenix Egg gets dropped nearby. Winter's Curse to make sure the puck falls. That's why Dawnbreaker is... The Wyvern does get picked up against the Dawnbreaker, which should... Yeah, finally Luigs is able to afford brown boots. Oh, that's a happy little Wyvern.
There you go.
Did use, like, all of their ultis, though.
They did. It would be better if they had the Tiny here, because I do feel like they can take this tower, because Egg is on cooldown, but he was not there, and because the respawn timer on Puck is so fast, they can't really go for mid tier 1, which is a little bit unfortunate, but look at that. He actually goes for the Ame build, which I like to call, going straight up Moonshard before the tree grab. We used to see that a lot, but Carry Tiny definitely fell off a little bit, so we'll see how impactful it feels throughout the game.
Still a lot better than Echo Saber, though.
Yeah.
Like, now you have permanent Echo Saber attack speed. Or you choose to get Echo Saber and you have that 1-2 and then nothing. Yep.
Yeah, you don't really use your mana at all, like to farm as a Tiny once you get the shard, so the X-Saber definitely overrated. Way better on mid Tiny. Another rotation that they killed this Dawnbreaker, but the Blink is now ready for Coca-Hook, so I feel like that is the timing for them to play. They smoke 2 heroes.
Arena in mid is going to get jumped. Arena got dropped. James is here. He gets a root in, but it is still Arena falling. And the tier 1 tower will very quickly get melted as well. Kuka does have his God Strength popped. And how far is Curse? Curse is available, but the problem is Luis doesn't have a TP and also no Blink, so he can't really set up a nice Curse. If he can get somehow farm for a Blink on the Wyvern, that could be everything for their team.
That's pretty game losing, actually, because he was showing without TP for a while. And if he actually had TP there, you 100% save the Tiny, and you can even kill someone and defend that mid tier 1 tower. It is pretty bad that the non-Lycan team gets that tier 1. So, yeah, I think Luis is going to be biting himself a little bit for that. That's unforgivable, I think.
And he dies afterwards because he knows that there is an Observer Ward. Just walking right towards it, hoping to counter ward it. Unfortunately, not going to be the case. Kuka, in the meantime, he's got a Blink. Mask of Mana's Echo is well away towards his BKB as well. And once he's got the BKB, there's still Doom to fear and possibly Curse. But for the most part, you should be A-okay for the foreseeable future at least.
They do get a juicy Ancient stack here for the Tiny. I would love to see a smoke gank, honestly. They do get the Helm of the Overlord finally on Hermit. This Lycan hero has been very quiet, which is expected considering, you know, the bad laning stage he had. So they need to start using some of that network aggressively, because the Arena, you know, got that Tiny kill. What is the Lycan actually accomplishing at the moment? Not really. So it would be nice to equalize things a bit.
It's not really a very action-packed game just yet. I assume in the next series that we're going to be covering, which is No Ping versus Mad Kings, a lot of action will come through because Mad Kings is nuts. When it comes to their drafting skills, I think it's Red Monster, that is the old coach of Beast Coast, is their position 5, and he really loves the in-your-face draft, so definitely looking forward towards that one.
Yeah, me too. They did spot the smoke gank from South team, so they're gonna bait this Phoenix.
Oh no, that is very unfortunate. Winskers, he was doubting. He was doubting just a second too long there on who to curse, what to curse, how to curse. If you cursed off the Phoenix there, that fight would have probably gone a lot differently in favor of South team. But Roche is gonna get jumped. They are gonna try and contest it. James shows his BKB. They're trying to take down Chan on the side. Hermit has his Shapeshift bot, but his Ancient Thunderhide is in trouble. Or is it? It's running back in. They're towards the Roche Pit. No BKB available, of course, anymore for the Ember, so he does need to definitely be careful right now. But at least they're being forced away from the area. However, without ultis on South team, it is going to be a lot more difficult for them to defend Roche.
Yeah, it's really, really good and important that James uses his BKB there to poke, even though he knows he's not going to get any kills. You just delay and make sure that the God Strength duration wears out, and now they definitely felt a little bit cold feet going towards Roche. And with the, pretty much every ult on the side of Dreamers being down, this could be a great opportunity if they can get this Roche. They do have the Helm of the Overlord. Wyvern is now coming back. Oh man, if they can get
Arena and 10.
This would be huge.
This is dangerous.
Oh
Spear.
boy.
Oh, through the wall, and that is Rina. Cold Embrace keeps him alive for a little bit longer, but the magic burn is too much. Rina is dead and won't be coming back, but there is a curse. Throws it onto the Sven. BKB was about to end, though. They can't really do much more with it. The Doom gets thrown. The Sven is in a bit of trouble. The Arena gets dropped, but the Sven should falter regardless. How much can they get done in return? The Dream Cold connects onto Hermit. James is still in the area, trying to get as much done as possible. Root onto Dark Demon, who doesn't have a way out, but James pops BKB. Chan coming in with the right-click damage. There is a regen rune. James picks it up, but he can't get away. Fire. Remnant trying to dodge and weave. Gets speared to the side. Bottle sip, slow onto Lisek so he can't get the blink going with that Fey Grenade, and James gets out. Roche is still not dead, but he saves the Roche fight completely on the Ember.
Look at the Thunderhide. How did he got there?
Wait, what? Yeah.
Did he? Who pushed? What? Was it the arena that pushed him there?
Maybe God's rebuke.
Oh.
Well, you know, it's a nice ward.
That's a very overpriced ward. Feels like an avocado toast in the form of a ward right there.
Luigi got slowed by it. The Phoenix gets
Oh,
dropped.
boy.
The heal in. Rina picks up the Aegis though right on time. However, will most likely die. Golden Blaze not really going to help much. 13 seconds until another Winter Scourge. Jump in. The puck gets taken down, but Kuka knows exactly who to take down. The Wyvern is dead. Spear sends Rina to the side, and Rina needs to disengage because he's being chased. Kuka pops the BKB, and Hermit's going to say goodbye. I ain't dealing with that engagement anymore. They will fall away, but at least they denied the Sven Aegis for the time being on the side of South Team.
Tower is under attack.
Yeah, it's definitely. Oh, 250 gold. That feels pretty good for the 6. But yeah, it was not great, but it was definitely okay. I think James has been playing out of his mind. To me, he is the sole reason this game is even like feels winnable for South Team right now. So many of those fights, he was like hiding behind the Roche wall, just getting a ton of Sleight of Fist. He also stopped the first Roshan attempt. I feel like he's the MVP by far. Now, with the space he's creating, it would be nice if Rena, didn't die twice there, because he already died once in the, at the beginning of the early game. So he's 0-3 in terms of levels. He's really far behind Coca-Hook. But yeah, besides that, I think they're at least, I guess, holding back the Sven, making sure he doesn't fully abuse this early power spike that he has going.
And Luis definitely needs to find some farm. He is stupidly broke on the Winter Wyvern, which is not necessarily the best farming hero, but Splinter Blast can be very useful if you get some time to get some farm going. So I honestly hope that they give him, a little bit of a time to catch up, because that Winter Scourge is the bane of Sven, either against his BKB or for the Sven to kill one of his allies. And you need to have the Wyvern out of the fight, because you saw in that previous engagement, Sven knew exactly where the Wyvern was. He jumps him at the start of the fight, and you have no chance of getting a good curse off, which is arguably probably their strongest spell on the side of South Team.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Even like a Glimmer Cape, anything to just kite the Sven. At the end of the day, all of the other heroes in this game are not going to buy those support items. I don't think we're going to see Doom buy a Force Staff. I don't think we're going to see anyone buy a Glimmer Cape. And that 1900 gold is very often like the highest value you can get against a Sven than, like extra armor that costs like way more gold. But we do see a smoke gank here. They find Tony, Rena.
Oh, not again. He's going to get caught. Toss comes in. The Winter Scourge holds Lissix back, but the problem is the heal is there as well. In comes the secondary heal from the Dawnbreaker. That's a little bit early from Chan. They don't have any ultis left except for the Arena on the Dire side. But they do get the kill onto Rina. However, there is one big plus for the side of South Team, and that is that Hermit is going for it. Well, he's got the shard, so the ladies get automatically slightly pushed out. But he is going for the Aghanim Scepter, so, if that Tiny gets himself the BKB, Aghanim Scepter is done, then you got a Tiny that's just going to hunt in every team fight.
Yeah, considering he is alive, it definitely can be a good plan. It's unfortunate that he's been eating a lot of those smoke ganks, and it's not even like South Team's fault, because all of the wars that they have in the triangle right now, they were placed as they were ganking, so it's not like they were doing a bad job protecting the triangle. There was no vision before the smoke attempt. It's just unfortunate that no one was there to, break the smoke for him, or at least be in position to help.
Oh yeah, you say unfortunate, but in that case, they should have been there then.
Yeah, it's definitely... I mean, they did half of the work, which is making sure the triangle is not warded, but the Wyvern could have been closer for sure. He also hesitated in using the Cold Embrace, only used the Winter's Curse, and then he just died to the Sun Ray that is maxed right now. Really like the build here coming from Dark Demon with the Vessel on top of it, so it makes sure the Cold Embrace is also not going to do that much. I mean, imagine if the Wyvern had either a Glimmer Cape or a Force Staff. That would be such an easy way for the Tiny to disengage. And now he's going Blink, which I don't even think is the right item, if I gotta be honest.
I actually am pretty happy with the Blink choice. I really think that he needs to be able to get a good curse off if they want to ever win a fight.
Yeah, but I think that, you know, I would like to see them at least playing aggressively, because this whole game, it felt like they were not really willing to play that aggressively. So if he does get the Blink and they smoke straight up, I'm down. Let's see if
Well, I think it's more as the counter initiation that they desperately need.
But that's the thing. I feel like the heroes are just dying too quickly. I really feel like he's gonna get a curse, but then the Tiny's gonna be so low that now they don't have curse and the Tiny cannot re-engage because he's too low HP, you know?
True.
If that makes any sense.
I definitely agree with that as well. Tiny is just struggling.
I feel like having the Glimmer to disengage and then fighting in your own terms
but the
with
problem
all their
is
cooldown.
you kind of will never be able to get a curse off if you get Glimmer, because they're never going to let you get anywhere close to the fight unless you Glimmer yourself, which takes away the entire use of the Glimmer.
Yeah. Chando, very low.
Rooted, the wolves trying to annoy him, but the silence onto James. Can they lock him down? He has a BKB and he is gone. Yeah, that's a bit of a mistake, James. Run, goes for the TP.
Oh no!
Oh, but the curse onto Dark Demon. The Phoenix is dead. Monty with the Doom, with the jump, gets the stuns going. There's going to be the God Strike go in return. Kuka Hook blows him up, and Miji might just be staying alive. Actually, there is an Ogre, Frost Ogre charging in. Miji is dead. Hermit gets the kill, but Hermit is stuck inside the arena. Can he disengage? No, he cannot. This blinks right after him. Takes him down. Monty is still here. Going in for Kuka. Misses the Centaur Stomp, though. Rena with the right clicks. Can he get rid of Kuka? The problem is Rena does not have a BKB left, and now Rena is just going to die last but not least. And Kuka hits too damn hard.
Oh man, that's so like that was half a second before the BKB on Kuka Hook went off. If he actually got that War Stomp, that was like a double kill for the Tiny. I mean, it was close, but that was probably the best fight South Team had to this point. It was really, and it all began because of a mistake. The Ember has shards, so he used that Remnant that he came back to as a way to finish off the kill that he was going for. But then he had to activate BKB and ends up in that Remnant, which ended up forcing the curse from Wyvern, which was pretty good. But also was like everyone on South Team was like, okay, this is a good fight, let's join in. And oh man, if that Doom stun actually worked, that would be really good for them. Now they're 7k gold behind because this Tiny just gets no kills and he keeps on dying every fight. I'm so sad for Rena because I feel like he's committing, like every fight he actually committed was not bad, but either like an execution mistake from his team or just unluckiness led to this point.
BG is going for Lincolns, which their team desperately needs against the curse. Currently, Kuka is just absolutely monstrous, though. He's got the AC also finished up, he's going for the Daedalus, add in some godlike crit in the mix. They do have the Axe now done on Hermit, so you at least have the Lycan being able to be very mobile in the engagement. And until Puck is level 25, they have no way of holding him down once he pops the BKB, so he does have like free roam in the fight for a solid 9 seconds once he gets bitten.
Alright, so Roche, 12 seconds until it spawns. Everyone will have their cooldowns, the Doom included. So that's going to be the next challenge here for South. I feel like a big reason this game isn't like more of a stump for Dreamers. Oh, wait a second, as Lewis just walks into his own demise here. I mean, I actually think it would be better if he died, because then he would have buyback plus the curse. Now this just feels like a free Roche for Dreamers.
Yeah, Roche is up. They can just walk in. Oh, he didn't have the money for a buyback on the Wyvern, so yeah. It unfortunately is just going to be a free 18 plus shard for the side of Dreamers. Plus, Lissex also has the Wraith back finished up, so they got the damage reduction, which I think South Team probably should get themselves as well. But yeah, who builds it? Maybe. Okay, Doom is going to go for the Heaven's Halberd, which is also pretty good. Oh, Lissex, nice. Arena gets the stun on to James. Egg gets dropped on the side. The rest of the team trying to run away. They get out of egg range and no harm, no foul so far. Chan charges in with his Aghanim Scepter plus Holy Locket heal coming through. The Lycan Shapeshift comes out. He did already bite the Tiny, but the Tiny doesn't have a BKB available. Hermit's going to go for the Phoenix, but Dark Demon will be able to TP away. Wyvern buyback coming in. 18 seconds until he has his curse available. Hermit's still being chased by Miji in the meantime. And he is going to die with the last right click, but they used the Lycan. The problem was Tiny got bitten with the Lycan Shapeshift, but he used his BKB in the arena, so he could not get out. He could not walk into the fight. He got Dream Coiled, and he was just completely stuck in place.
Yeah, I feel like ever since that fight in the top lane, they've been pretty lost on South team. I'm not a big fan of the way Luis is playing as well. He died there. Like, his positioning in the last 10 minutes has been pretty bad in my opinion. The Cook-a-Hook always found the jump on him, so it felt like he was either not close enough to his team or just didn't have enough vision to be where he were. He was like always the first point of contact, which should never be the case. Like this, you know, they have a lot of tanky heroes on the side of South team. But the fact that he gets jumped so many times, just unacceptable. It just makes these fights really, really bad for them. Sure, you know, he doesn't have enough items, so that's why he's dying that quickly. But I still feel like he could have been doing a better job.
Yeah, Sven popped his God Strength to get through that backdoor protection because all the lanes are being pushed out. Because, well, you are still up against a nasty little Lycan.
Did you see this?
What?
So Tiny was farming the small camp on the dire side, and the worst thing, dude, I always get so pissed when that happens. He farmed a camp that dropped the Titan's liver, and he was TPing as the item fell off. So it's there. It's just,
yeah.
Let's see if the courier.
Yeah, the courier is going to pick it up.
Dude, I got so sad when that happened, especially when it's an item you really want. Like, that would be the dream for the Tiny. It's probably the best item he can have this game. But yeah, he's gonna have it. No issue this time.
Monty also has the shard now finished up on the Doom. Puck is getting very close to his Lincoln Sphere, which is going to be very huge. Top side, a jump comes in. Shan Dawnbreaker, they're trying to kill him without popping any big spells. Dawnbreaker just yeets himself to safety, or wait, what?
Happened? What?
Did he just... Because he was in the air the entire time, I guess, and he just got burned by James, who was standing beneath him with...
I guess he died before... Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
But
that's fine.
Why didn't he... Like, you can increase the speed that you jump, right? Hey, if you pop Solar Guardian, you press it again, you land immediately.
Was it the route? Like, you can only land when the route is over? Was that what happened? Like...
Yeah, but then he wouldn't start flying, wouldn't he?
I mean, Dota 2 is a very unique game.
What happened there? Well, people watching in chat, please analyze that and tell us what exactly happened.
Okay, yeah, I have never seen that interaction, but if I had to guess, that's like maybe the flying part happens if you're rooted, but the landing part doesn't. That's the only.
That was wrong.
Regardless,
I don't play the hero, so I would not have a clue.
Yeah, I have character. I'm a good person, so I don't play broken heroes.
Well, no, I wouldn't go that far. Carlo's my bae.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I guess, you know, I play Huskar when a Huskar is broken, but that's the only one. And Tinker. But Tinker actually requires a lot of skill, alright? I feel like people that complain about Tinker, they're just salty that they don't have, you know, the brain power to play Tinker.
Tinker with overwhelming blink and Shiva's guard was stupid, though. That was just stupid. There was nothing you could do against it. Literally nothing.
Stupidly fun.
Stupidly broken. Oh, they are a set of racks down now. 15k net with lead for the Dreamers. Cook-a-Hook is... Well, Cook-a-Hook is reasonably farmed. Swift Blink is going to be his next item. He's being chased by a wolf in the meantime, so they at least know where he is at almost all time. Nowhere near his team, though.
Yeah. Do you think we're gonna see like one fight of this Tiny being beaten?
Jump in, Louise. That is actually a dieback on the Wyvern. 60 seconds. They know he does not have a buyback, and he is the best tool that they have on the side of South Team when it comes to a team fight. Well, his ulti specifically.
Feels like another set of racks here. That Sven is pretty much 6-slotted. You know, he could get the upgraded blink. That's pretty much the only thing he can do besides selling boots or another item. So, yeah, they have Catapult Wave. They have all of their cooldowns but Arena. I mean, this game feels really hard to turn. They'll have to get a perfect fight, beat out the Wyvern. Tiny's not even there, so
yeah,
I don't know.
Rena's doing some split push shenanigans. But that is going to be a second set of racks picked up by the Dreamers. And might even secure Megas. They root him up for a little bit longer at the very least. Rena is going to get the TP back, but, you know, Chan is the one defending, so that's a problem. Doom gets thrown out onto Kuka. They will get the egg nearby. The heal bomb comes through. James, can they pump out enough damage onto Kuka? They do manage to find the kill. Where's the curse? There it is. Onto Dark Demon. The Phoenix is going to be controlled up. Can they take him down? The Sven does do exactly that. Rena charging forward with that shape-shifted Tiny coming in. Snaps the coil immediately, though. And now they're actually in a lot of trouble because they don't have the Doom available for the foreseeable future. They will at least get a pump in. Chan out of the arena will be able to survive. Kuka walks back in, and Rena is in trouble. That looks like it might just be game. James is still trying to do as much as he possibly can, but the Ember just does not have the damage to deal with all these filthy strength heroes on the opposing side that have tons of healing behind them. James is going to get stunned up as well. No mana available for his remnant jump, and James is dead. Buys back immediately. It's James and Wyvern available. Rena does still have a buyback. They get the catch onto Lissex. The March is going to get slowed down. But it looks like, I mean, they stay alive at the very least. However, this is just disastrous. They can just wait for the next Roshan, get a refresh or Ags, and finish the game up.
Yeah, it's crazy how, even though it feels like South Team is pressing all of the buttons pretty well in fights, you know, not only the good advantage on the side of, oh, they're just gonna go in, huh? They know Tiny. I guess they're gonna force this buyback and then get back.
One auto attack, boom, full HP. Yay! And that's without using Satanic.
There you go.
Neat.
Okay, let's see what they can do. No BKB on Sven for 5.
Yeah, the BKB is a little bit problematic. Fire him. No, he's going to get stunned up. James will be stunned as well. Golden Blaze keeps him alive a little bit longer. The Winter's Curse to make sure Kuka does not finish him off just yet. They're going to charge in. Rena trying to get the damage in. Does he have it? Unfortunately, Kuka hits like a truck, but Kuka is going to get stunned up by Monty. Can they find him? They finally do. The Phoenix Egg is nearby there and trying to get the right clicks in. Should they be able to finish it off in time? Yes, they do. And now Hermit charging further forward. Rena is still alive and kicking. No buybacks available on the two die heroes. They did lose James in the meantime, which would turn out to be a dieback. Lissex is going to falter. Hermit is on the very edge, but not falling off. And Roshan almost instantaneously respawned.
Okay, yeah, that was very, very greedy from Dreamers. I think as soon as the Tiny buyback shows up, you'll back. But they tried to go for the Ember, which they killed. But we finally see this Tiny Lycan thing actually feeling impactful. It was the first time where the Mars, it felt like the Mars was taking a bulk of Rena's damage the whole time. So because he doesn't have Silver Edge, it never felt as impactful. Finally, he gets to right-click the Sven and get a couple of good crits going. But I'm surprised they're not going Roche right now.
Yeah, I'm getting
really
very annoyed.
feel like
I'm tilted. Go Roche,
yeah.
go Roche, go Roche. It's literally your only
like
chance.
there is Glyph on the dire side. You know you're gonna force that Glyph. So
walk to the pits.
Okay.
You've got a Lycan, you've got a Tiny. They know you're going Roche. It doesn't matter. Your bottom lane is being pushed out. Just go Roche, guys. There's no Sven. There's no Phoenix just yet.
Okay.
Okay.
Get the outpost. All right. Here we go.
It should be a free Roche for them, which is a glimmer of hope for South Team. Refresher Shard.
Pressure
Double
on Doom, right? Yeah, probably. Either that or the Ember. I think the Ember is doing so much damage this fight because Hermit and Rena are tanking a lot of the damage. But we'll see who actually picks it up. Ember is dead after all.
Yeah, I think James is trying pretty much to force out the BKB of the Sven every single fight. That's why he started the fight off before everyone in his team was ready. And he started harassing him because he just wants to make sure he doesn't have a BKB for the moment that the Tiny comes charging in to try and melt him. Even though there's not a lot of melting against it that has 3.5k HP.
AC gets ready on Rina. I actually would love to see anyone buying some extra armor items here.
I want to see a Skadi or a Shivas. They need a Skadi or a Shivas on South Team. They are desperate for it. This is stupid amount of healing with the Phoenix Sunray and the Dawnbreaker with the Solar Guardian and the Sven with, of course, the Vlad's ancestor. They have, like, Sven has had multiple moments in those fights where he just jumps from 500 HP back to 3k HP and nothing really touching him. But yeah, I definitely think that is a bit of an oversight on the South Team's part.
Yeah, that Kaya on Ember definitely doesn't feel like it's very necessary. I guess he's going Kaya Sanj here just for the to be able to survive the burst damage of this fan, because he did go in terms of talents. Oh, actually, he didn't even get the Stormhammer's stun duration, so that's not even the problem right now. But yeah, the Shiva is going to be bought by Monty. I think Skadi on Ember is like in a game like this where he's not really doing the bulk of the damage is underrated. You know, applying Skadi on everyone, like even the Phoenix, is super good. Speaking of her,
he got targets. Doom onto Lissex. The Mars is going to get caught, but there's a heal in return. Monty has that refresher, of course, that he can throw onto Kuka. And he does pop the refresher, looking for targets. Phoenix Egg explodes. James is dead. 100 seconds, no buyback available on the Ember. They're charging away, but Lissex is going to get cursed up. Will they find the kill? Dark Demon's just healing him up in the meantime. Lissex is going to be just fine. Pops the BKB. Wyvern is dead. Control onto Rina. Tiny is going to lose his first life, probably a second, because he does not have a BKB available. And Rina is just surrounded by enemies. He doesn't have a buyback. He doesn't have anything. That should be G to the G. Doom,
that was such a...
had no mana for a second Doom. He has 680 mana.
Dude, I gotta tell you something. When they doomed the Mars, he was running away pretty much at the same move speed of the Lycan. I actually feel like this Warcry talent, he actually went for the plus 8% Warcry move speed. So it's 30% move speed. The Mars was like pretty much max speed the whole time. And they couldn't really right-click Lissex. I think it was a big part of that fight being so bad, because he looked really good. Just being able to kill the Mars before Arena came out. Even with the curse, the Mars survived the whole thing. So crazy, and it ends up being a GG. I feel like Ember played really well. I think James kind of held this game together for a long time. I'm not a big fan of going Tiny against this Mars hero. I feel like Mars is just too good of a response, and it was picked very early on the side of Dreamers.
Yep,
I know that the combo is strong, but it didn't feel impactful.
Should have gone Pudge.
Yeah, I'm way more for Pudge than Tiny this game. You know, the armor is good versus Van, all that, but at the end of the day, it felt like the Tiny never got to play the game.
Yeah, he got controlled nearly every single fight, and the fights that he didn't get controlled, he mainly did not do that much damage because he was up against 4 strength heroes and a ton of healing, and they had no one in their team. They didn't even have a spirit vessel. They had nothing to do with deal with healing. No Shivas. Doom could have gone Shivas. James could have gone Shivas. James could have gone Skadi. Rina could have gone Skadi. You know, they should have had some kind of counter to the healing, because that really was the big problem. You saw as well, Mars gets doomed. What does it matter if you doom them if they just out-heal the damage that your team deals to them? Because Chan with this Holy Locket, with the Aghanim Scepter, just jumping in. Nothing they could do against all that ridiculous healing. And then in the Curse, you just throw the Sunray on top. Yep, easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Yeah, like the Mars with the minus 70% damage on this fan. Even as farmed as Coca Hook was, he actually didn't have enough damage to kill Lissex, which was pretty fun. Obviously, the heal was a big part of it, but he just doesn't take any damage, which is also why Rena struggled so much to do damage to him at the end of the day. So Yeah, that was definitely a winnable game for South Team, but they bled too many kills on Hermit. I feel like they, as myself, they underrated how strong this Van Dawnbreaker lane was. And then it was the James game the whole time. I really struggle to see, like, if you look at the damage, Hermit dealt the less amount of damage. Even Luis, that felt like he didn't have a game, dealt way more damage than Hermit, which usually happens with Lycans, right? He's not gonna be this like damage dealer. It's more about the aura. It's more about the things that you don't see. But still, they just needed to do better in that lane, or else Lycan just looks like a creep.
Yeah, this case, it did not work out in the favor of South Team. Even though James did give it his all to try and turn it around, but that does not mean that we are done just yet. We'll be going towards a short little break until Game 2 is ready to be witnessed. Hopefully you enjoy the cast. We'll be right back.